Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Observations by a medical doctor regarding the government's decision to utilize the old St. Jude compared to its aversion to embracing and putting to use the St. Jude Hospital that was constructed by the previous administration. You'll be hearing from that medical doctor during the course of our NewsSpin program. I'll also be extracting a clip from my interview with human rights attorney and activist Mary Francis. And the lady says that she heard about George Odlum. She does not know him, etc., which I found to be a bit strange. It sounds as if she's in her 30s, maybe early 40s. I don't know. But I'll be going through an editorial that was produced by the great St. Lucian politician from his collection of editorials, The Moral Agenda, which dates back to some 30 years ago. Crusader Editorials of the year 1993. I'll be going through one of those editorials. It is titled, The New Politics Must Be a Call to Service. All that and more between now and 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'll be hearing from you at 452-2979. That's 452-2979, along with your WhatsApp calls and messages at 716-2026. 716-2026, and Kimani will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. So far, we've been hearing from some armchair experts when it comes to the construction of hospitals. Another word for them is hacks. Hacks of one side or the other, SLP, UWP. We've been hearing from some architects. We've been hearing from some engineers. We've been hearing from politicians from both the SLP and the UWP. So the SLP politicians would have you believe that what has been described as the chicken coops should be utilized. Then a set of politicians will tell you what is being described as the box should be put to great use. and you are none the wiser. You're so confused by what is being said. But it was very refreshing to hear from a medical doctor yesterday, not representing the views of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, because unfortunately we have not heard from the president of that organization or from the PRO and other officials of that institution, but she's representing her own views, speaking her mind as a medical doctor and also as a St. Lucian. So she called the broadcast yesterday. Since the time her comments, they have gone viral, just thought I should play you, in case you missed it, the observations made by Dr. Sylvia Wilson during a call to NewsSpin yesterday.
I'm talking on the point of view as a St. Lucian and as a professional. You understand? Because in the next 10 years or next years, we will still be faced looking for a proper hospital, because we have to take into consideration we have an international airport, an international airport with flights coming from all over the world. All right, and if we look at hospitals around the world, it's not 24 buildings all over the place. You understand me? You need to connect. We need to connect the services. Let me give you an example, okay? Let us say, for example, let me just give you a small example. Okay, a pregnant woman is about to deliver, all right? And she goes through let us say, from the emergency room or the maternity. Sometimes they go straight to the maternity. But from maternity, you will have to go to the neonatal units, because if the baby has any problems, you'll have to go to the neonatal units, or sometimes to operating theater. And these are supposed to be services that are connected. You cannot move from go outside and come inside and go outside. No, this is not logical. And look at the hospital next door, Laminar. Yes, Laminar, you have a 4-story building, just surgical, okay? Neurosurgery, that is sort of brain and so on, bone surgery, eye surgery, just surgical units and intensive care services. So are we being serious in this country when it comes to healthcare? All right. Now, I listened to INTN and I listened to Silas and the other gentleman who is an engineer, and they said that they remodeled the General Hospital. But listen, you remodel General Hospital, yes, you fix up the roof and did all of that. But are the services modern? And the area that place is for the ambulance to end up in somebody's house. All right, are you talking about healthcare? I'm really serious. Are we really serious about healthcare? So I think when people sit in Parliament and talk, they must understand that not every St. Lucian is dumb, and St. Lucians go to health services, hospitals outside of St. Lucia, whether it is in Canada, whether it is in Martinique, whether it is in the UK, whether it's anywhere, and we'll realize that what we are doing, that we're putting ourselves back. And if we have people who are patriotic and nationalistic, will understand in our parliament, will understand that we must have services that will last us for the next 20 or 40 years, and will invest our monies properly. The new structure, or the so-called box, does not belong to any politician. It belongs to the taxpayers of St. Lucia, and it is the responsibility of politicians when they are in leadership to ensure that they put in the services, they have policies that when they leave, that our people are served properly.
Dr. Sylvia Wilson speaking during yesterday's NewsSpin program and making observations known to the solutions here, those abroad, and clearly there's need to give consideration to some of the points that she made. And maybe those sentiments should have been expressed a long time ago by the professionals who would be utilizing the health institution in the south of the island, the several structures, as is now being proposed by this administration. Maybe it's time for the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association to speak out, particularly the head of that organization. Because we've been hearing from the politicians, we've been hearing from the Prime Minister, we'll be hearing from other government ministers and not government officials per se on this issue, government ministers, the politicians. We've been hearing from opposition politicians as well. It is a good time to hear from the professionals, and I think it is quite some time now we have not heard as well from former CMO, Dr. Stephen King, on this important issue. Let's open the lines right now to take your calls at 452-2979. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. As we say good afternoon to you, Kimani. Hope you're having yourself a fantastic day so far.
Good afternoon, Tim. I am. Are you?
It's great.
Someone in the chat room says she made some valuable points. Another comment, true that, caller futuristic. Someone else says, Tim, 2 days ago you wore red. Yesterday you wore blue for Stephenson King. Maybe you should have worn yellow today. Otherwise you might be called an SLP.
It's not about the colors, okay? Because there are times I wear a yellow underwear, you know. So, okay? From time to time I wear yellow underwear. So it's not about the colors for me. You wake up, you feel a particular way. You just, decide, well, you have just what? Maybe 3 or 4 shirts. You decide you're going to pick this one or that one or so on.
Someone says, you'd be surprised how many St. Lucians don't know our notable sons and daughters. Each one teach one. There's no reason why a St. Lucian born should not know of George Odlum, Sesame Descartes, Sir John Compton, to name a few. A few more comments in the chat room. Let me see. Someone says, Ernest Hilaire, Mr. Tourism has no plans for tourism, not one cruise ship or yacht in our harbor. He talks to uplift tourism. Why not build a sky tram from View Fort going through Sioux Fort to Grosley or Barbano?
I think we have a call. Let's see if we can put this call on the air once again. 452-2979. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's go over to that WhatsApp call. Hello. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Hussein calling NewsSpin.
Thanks for calling, sir. What took you so long?
Yeah. Just listening all the years, all the days.
Okay.
Anyway, let me just say what I have to contribute, make my contribution. I was a groundsman at HIA project and also at St. Jude's. The HIA project, I witnessed that JetBlue and other international airlines came down to St. Lucia and heavy showers, and nobody could have disembarked the airline. And to see what this present administration is doing right now, it's a shame. Okay? I'm not a party hack. These fellas just don't understand what this island needs. So they just take it for, selling balloons in there and bursting it like a fet. With St. Jude, when we were, I was doing some concrete work at St. Jude. So I decided to take a little walk, just to examine the other building they have there. What Mr. Shastney or the UWP was doing, they call the box, is way ahead of what the other building looks like him. So I just don't understand what these guys just making solutions like fools, real fools, and I'm ashamed to be a solution. Because I just don't understand how this thing, a man starts something good for St. Lucia, you destroying it, or you turning your back away from it and then going back to the old one. I think there's something really wrong with St. Lucia. How can they tell in the voting? I just don't understand. If they made a mistake, they really should be ashamed of that. Thank you, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. We have another call in line. Hello. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Yes, what I'm calling to say, everybody's talking about let's use the box, let's lose the box. But if the people that's doing what they're doing with the old St. Jude doesn't know what to do and they go to that box, it's another travesty for that place. Because it's better to leave it as it is. It's better.
Okay, caller, do something for me, please. Whatever device you're using to listen to the broadcast, turn it off, and then you can continue.
No, I'm there if you Coco. I want to say...
Because this thing is confusing you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. What I'm saying, everybody is interested in the new hospital. I'm not calling it a box, that's a new hospital. If the folks that is in doing the old St. Jude don't know what they're doing, it's better we leave them where they are instead of putting them in that new hospital and they do damage control.
So let them damage the old hospitals or the old buildings.
Yeah, believe me, and let it stay there, because if God forbid election called, that new building will be placed, because we need to have people that know what, engineers that know what they're doing in order for we to get the hospital St. Lucia deserve.
If that is an error now, it will be a costly one, over $200 million.
It will be an error, trust me. It is sad to you. The people that are wrong, Mr. Pierre, that is messing up Mr. Pierre, guys. Because why I'm saying this, if Kenny was a prime minister, you have a little idea. Tell, even if you don't say it in front of Frederick because other them scared, call Pierre on the side, say, listen, don't do this, let's do this, let's do that. But they're doing the things and they're putting the guy there in a bubble and he's thinking and everybody's laughing at him because indeed he's like a laughing stock. But in reality, we all need advice from people around us and he's not getting that. Every man is there for themselves. And then he comes out and then he tries to portray he's in control when he's not. I'm feeling sorry for the guy. My goodness, we are heading in. I just don't know what to say. It is sad to sit back in the States and watch what's going on home. Because I have my home there, I come home. I don't even really want to come, but I have to come because it's cold. But when you look at what's going on in St. Lucia and people in authority, like I saw Stevenson King, not ex-prime minister, the doctor, in fact. I saw this guy, that Didier guy was on Rick Wayne years ago in an interview, and they rumble and bumble about what's not right. And now it's worse. You are not coming out. You're not doing it for Pierre. You're all doing it for the St. Lucians. You all say you all love the St. Lucia. We all love. Let's not think about Alan or whoever it is. Let us just think of we want our St. Lucia to be the way it used to be. When I hear about people talking about labor, ask them where the union first started. The union first started in J.Q. Charles building on the boulevard when it was a wooden structure. So when you hear people talk about all this and that, I know history about St. Lucia from the time. Ask them where Hero first started, by Sister Biddy there in Fulasho, where they have St. Lucy's home. Ask them where the housing authority, where they have Bandak there, where the first aerated factory, we used to say aerated, we didn't say juicy. Aerated started opposite there by when you leave the fire station, that road going into where they have the mass seating you all have there now. There used to be a ocean coming in there, the building boat. In the 1950s, I used to go and bathe there. I went to school with your mother, Paula, the other sister. I know a lot that is going wrong. That's not the Labour Party we all used to. I born Labour. I stand by George Charles on the little girl, and he put his hands around me. And his tune was, we shall not remove. That was the song he had in those days. And when people talk about Labour, that's not the Labour we fight for. Anyway, Timothy, it's okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Thank you so much for calling the broadcast. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call. Hello, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hi, Tim.
Rick Wayne, good afternoon to you, sir. Quite early today.
Pardon me?
You are quite early today.
Yeah, with a reason. Because I know you have to read something, right?
Yes.
And I want to read something, if you allow me, that is very pertinent and relevant. But I wanted to say yesterday, Tim, I know I was getting kind of hot yesterday, and you bring down the curtain on me. That's okay.
No, in the interest of time, because I think time was very much against us.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. So I wanted to end my contribution yesterday with the suggestion that the people of St. Lucia, well, it's a thing we've been saying a long time, that we can be as loyal to the party, whatever it is, as much as possible. But we also have to develop the perspicacity in our own interests, our own individual and collective interests, to know there are some things that we must come together, if only for the project. We don't have to love each other. Come together in the producing of something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even for just a week. But that coming together could last a little longer if we do it more often.
Yes.
And I wanted to suggest that when somebody like an anniversary like George Odlum's anniversary, George Odlum, Lord knows, was not without sin. Neither am I, you, or even those who think they are sinless. They're just stupid. We all, and by sin, I'm speaking metaphorically, because I don't really believe in that sin thing. I believe in that we did things that we might want to change our minds, or we did things that didn't go quite the way we wanted, that kind of stuff. All of us have, because none of us is perfect. But no matter what you think of these people, George Odlum, Kenny Anthony, John Compton, Hunter Francois, they are all special sons, Tim.
Yes.
They all did things, and Lord knows I've written a lot about they criticize them, but mainly on their political and governmental performances, mainly. That doesn't mean sometimes it doesn't gel into something personal because they're connected, right? If a prime minister does something in his personal life that affects the country's image, you can't say it's personal. It's not personal. Misconduct in office, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So it doesn't matter who it is, George Odlum, George Charles, John Compton. When these people have an anniversary of their death, would it hurt for the country to actually run a flag half-mast?
That would be appropriate.
Huh?
That would be appropriate.
I mean, even like a guy like Kenneth John, who I'm always talking about, that's a guy again. Every time I talk about it, somebody does something silly in Babuno to pretend. Kenneth John deserves a much wider appreciation, much wider appreciation, but than he's gotten, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, because what he did, which resulted in him losing his life, was selfless, huh?
Eh?
What he did, which resulted in him losing his life, was selfless. How many people would put themselves in danger to save somebody else?
The guy didn't even know the people he jumped into the waters to save.
Yeah.
And the horrible part are the promises that were made at the time. I have all the photographs of all these ministers of government crying to him. I have the color photographs of that, and the promises that were made, and the monument that was supposed to go up in the name of Kenneth John. And administration after administration has ignored that. And you don't have to be SLP to do that. Whatever the party, you want to tell me the EWP decided tomorrow to put up a monument to what Kenneth John was about, it would have something to do with the party? It would not. It would have something to do with the quality of people we want to be, because we are not. But maybe we can inspire other young people to be what we should have been and apparently can't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wanted to say that about the flag. That every time one of our iconic sons, Derek Walker, and they don't have to, it doesn't mean they have to appear sinless. And it doesn't matter that the government in office may have criticized them on the platforms. That's irrelevant. As Dr. Wilson said a while ago, some things are bigger than party. And it's those things that may bring the country together. And speaking of which, I want to read this, which I think was the last, George Odlum's last contribution in Parliament. I'm just picking it up. And those who are interested in buying it, and I think they should, I don't know if it's still available from the government, the printery. It's April 10th, 2001. A lot of interesting stuff in there. Okay. There's also April 11th, 2001, and April 22nd, 2005. So these are things that people should buy and keep to their homes so that their kids can know who is George Odlum. People, you have so many things.
I mean, up to now, Americans are talking about Abraham Lincoln. Up to now, Americans are talking about George Washington. You understand?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm X.
Recent vintage, but Malcolm X, all these people. And it's not everybody who look at Muhammad Ali. A lot of people who didn't like Muhammad Ali came to respect the man's virtues. We are incapable of that, Tim. Incapable. And more, the reverse of that is becoming the norm. The norm. I want to read this here, Tim.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I have always believed in the magnanimity, and note the word, Mr. Speaker, the magnanimity of giving Jack his jacket. I hear you speak about the lights we have put up. I hear you speak about the improvements we make all along the way. But we are never generous enough to say that the man who went before us put down the infrastructure. He created Rodney Bay. You must be the man to admit it. I hope in 30 years, he's speaking, addressing one particular minister, I hope in 30 years you have a slate like that to show, Mr. Minister. You'll be around. Only though, he says, because I suppose there's crosstalk. So somebody must have said, I'll be dead by then or whatever. And he says, no, you'll be around. Only those whom the gods wish to destroy, they first make mad. I do not think you would be either accused of being mad or about to be destroyed. I am the one facing Armageddon, you remember that? Not you. I am the one. You must have that generosity of spirit, that magnanimity of soul, to be able to say, the men have worked. Only under labor? That is partisan, that is nonsense. You must have that generosity of spirit, and if it is not there, you must inculcate it in the country. We cannot have people divided like that, cheering at each other. We must bring them together. This was the promise of the Labour Party. It was the promise of the party that we would bring them together. It was the promise that we would bring our people together in national unity. I hope that there are more of us now who could see the justification in doing that. This group could be the leaven for the swift promotion of the concept of national unity in this country. Leaders in other countries realize now, and are fast realizing, that they cannot develop, they cannot have human security in their own countries unless they bring that party system together. In South Africa, they had to do it. Mandela had to shake hands with de Klerk. They had to do it in order to try. And the crime is overrunning and so much now, Mr. Speaker, that even that is not effective enough. It is very important that we understand the logistics, not only international but regional. The demand for regional integration is no longer a demand. It is necessity. We must do it. Otherwise, we will not survive. We cannot use the logistics of party in order to prevent ourselves from doing what is best for the country. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell you that in our quiet moments, we must appreciate the hopelessness of turning this country around. I do it before I sleep at night, when I fall asleep at night. I cannot see it in the very few hours. I do not see it down the road. How can we turn the country around unless we remove these divisive factors? I mean that, and I believe that. And it is not something that I have said. I have a newspaper of 1987 where I said we must unite this country. I must assist in uniting this country. One more paragraph, Tim. It is something that the clerical people will welcome, because now a lot of the people of St. Lucia, the same people we cannot understand because of their acquisitive habits, because of their asking for more. The member from Microsoft said yesterday, wherever he passes, they say to him, pass it, pass it. Yes, that is an attitude. We have to fight it, but we cannot fight it by passing it. Even this budget, the Belash budget, is also predicated on something that if you pass it, things will be all right. The productive capacity will grow. The production function will start. We have some additional work to do besides using our budget to just. We have some additional work to do. And the additional work is philosophical. It is psychological. It is to do with creating a new spirituality, a new feeling in the country, so that when a girl talks to a boy and the girl says no, he knights her. That is the scenario we have now. These are the types of crime we have in this blessed country. The other way too, the boys knife the girls and the girls knife the boys. It happens. But what a specter. How do we handle that? Can we handle that by passing it? No. We have to work on changing the people. We have to work on changing the minds of the people. We have to work on the thinking of the people. It goes on longer, but that makes my point.
And it's all about unity, uniting the people. Something that this crop of politicians, Rick, they will not do, because that will be to their detriment. They can't afford to do that.
Sadly, I don't think the majority have the capacity.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of weirdos in the wrong places, People with no respect whatsoever for anybody else. They think calling you a jamet or calling you insane or old and whatever, that is calling you out. Well, it's not calling you out. It's just exposing the kind of mindset that believes it's all right to call people not just names, but try to demean people. And there are those who are dumb enough to say, oh, but Rick is famous for calling him. What I might be famous for is the same thing George is famous for. Like when George told that minister across there, oh, no, you'll be around long enough. It's only those whom the gods wish to destroy they make mad. That is intelligent. That is not the kind of thing that fits into the same bracket. Man, you're a jamet. I know how many men you had already, man. And that doesn't fit into that. One is gutter talk and one is wit. Thank you very much, Tim.
All right, thank you so much. So I'll continue the reading. And extracted from the collection of editorials, Crusader Editorials of the year 1993, The Moral Agenda. And it is titled, that editorial is entitled, The New Politics Must Be a Call to Service. So I will not commence from the beginning of that editorial, but a few paragraphs below. It says there, the realities of modern politics demand a more incisive look at our entire political system. We cannot treat candidacy merely on the basis of a cheap popularity poll. The fact that a man smiles nicely or could spend a few dollars to win a seat should not mean that he must become a cabinet member or a minister. Perhaps we might have to consider a presidential type of election with a list system of candidates, which would shift the focus away from the party and in the direction of the quality of candidates. The second ballot in the single transferable vote system of voting helps to refine the choice of candidates. This brings us to the criteria for choosing persons to serve under the new politics. The cast of mind of persons chosen to serve in the higher echelons of the political life of the country should become the focus of attention. They should be men and women dedicated to service and not rooted in selfishness or self-seeking. While it is always possible to separate the dedicated from the self-seeking, our community has developed a kind of political litmus test over the years which gives them some clear indication as to who is who. Another criterion for selecting persons in government is that such persons should have a strong measure of technical competence in the portfolio area in which they are expected to serve. There should be no sinecures. It must be a question of the best horses for the stiffest courses. In the new politics, St. Lucia must learn from the shortcomings of the present. The quality of life should be a firm preoccupation of a new government, and there should be a moral focus or a moral catalyst in the political system. Any new thrust in St. Lucia should include someone or persons who could inspire honesty, integrity, and a guiding spirituality in the corridors of power. Someone who had the makings of a good role model, preferably someone with a strongly St. Lucian sensibility and a feeling for the lot of the common man. It is obvious that the new politics should turn more on a call to service rather than a candidate investing $100,000 to win a seat only to find himself a salary hike which he might not have earned in the open market, but to find himself well placed in the tinted red meat of power. That's part of an editorial by the late George Odlum, The New Politics Must Be a Call to Service, extracted from a collection of Crusader editorials of the year 1993, entitled The Moral Agenda. And now, George Odlum in his own words, and that is from an interview that he did in 1998.
From way back, we felt that one of the fundamental problems of the Caribbean was the awareness and self-consciousness of the Caribbean man. When America was talking black power, I think the Caribbean used it as a lever for raising the consciousness of their people, showing them that they could pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. The theory was that slavery had left a psychological sort of weakness in the Caribbean man that he felt for, when I say man, that embraces woman also, right? The Caribbean people, that they were sort of a substandard people in global terms. And there was need to use the thrust of the Black Power movement to empower them, to let them see that black is beautiful, that you're as good as the next man, you could do it, that you have a history in Africa. And that type of education was probably that was exactly what produced the reggae and Bob Marley in Jamaica, and the powerful people you see all around the Caribbean. Probably it was this thrust which brought out the Sobers and the aggression in Viv Richards.
The late George Odlum speaking in 1998, and of course yesterday marked the 20th anniversary of his death. Still to come on the broadcast, what does Mary Frances think about the current crop of politicians? As you continue to watch NewsSpin on our NewsSpin Facebook page as well as YouTube, and listen on Power 97.9 FM.
First National Bank has the best deals on used vehicle loans. On Saturday, 30th September, visit us at the Derek Walcott Square from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Take advantage of our low interest rates, fast approval, and comfortable payment terms. Get free consultations with registered used car dealers, as well as our knowledgeable lending professionals. Special terms and conditions apply. Make it your Saturday lime with First National Bank. Here for you.
Lazarus's funeral home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Introducing the new LuSelect Virtual Service Desk, where one click is your access to every service. From My Account to Streetlight reports, requests for payment arrangements to settle arrears, change of name and address. Easy online forms give you access from anywhere and at any time. Every service you need at your fingertips. Go to our website, luselect.com, and click on the Virtual Service Desk widget. LuSelect's Virtual Service Desk. Every solution at your fingertips.
KFC is taking you on a finger-licking journey down memory lane with our delicious throwback special. A mouth-watering leg and thigh combo with regular fries and a 16-ounce soda for only $15. That remind me of the good old days, boy. Available every Thursday. But wait, the thrill doesn't stop there. Tune in on Thursdays to win vouchers and stages tickets. Limited offers available in stores only. KFC, finger licking good.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Can't get a break from all this tax? Head to Automotive Art and get a taxcation. Automotive Art is offering you an ease from VAT and health and safety levy with savings of up to 15% and more. That's right, 15% of all tools, 15% of all accessories, 15% of car detailing, 15% of all rims, 15% of computerized wheel alignment, and 15% and more of selected tires with savings of up to 30% on some sizes. It's Automotive Art Taxcation. Visit us at Automotive Art at Vidbuta Castries and Latuni VA4 today and enjoy a taxcation. Offer valid for limited time. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Are you working that 9-to-5 job but also juggling a side hustle? Well, Elks Credit Union has great news for you. Introducing Elks Credit Union Side Hustle Boost Loan. Need funds to take your side hustle to the next level? With our Side Hustle Boost Loan, you can access up to $50,000, giving your side hustle the boost it needs. And here's the best part. You'll have up to 5 years to pay back with flexible repayment options that suits your budget. Whether it's expanding your inventory, upgrading your equipment, or marketing your services, Elks Credit Union is here to support your entrepreneurial dreams. Don't let your side hustle remain just a dream. Let Elks Credit Union empower you to turn it into a thriving reality. Boost your side hustle today with Elks Credit Union's Side Hustle Boost Loan. Contact us now or visit our website for more information. Elks Credit Union, your partner in success. Terms and conditions apply.
Heineken St. Lucia Limited and the St. Lucia Tourism Authority present events. The return of the annual Oktoberfest at Poleon. Sunday, October 22nd at the Beauce Cricket Ground from 2 p.m. Come out and experience the world of beer, delicious Creole food, and the best in local, regional, and international entertainment. Featuring Afrobeat and WCK. Alongside an amazing St. Lucian cast, Secret Solo Band, Ezra the Fun Machine, Dub to Funny, Jemmy J, Emran Nerdy, Ouya, Ampa, Pilot, Invader, all backed up by DYP. Limited early bird tickets are only $100, are available online at pitobeer.com. Sell outlets in Baywalk Mall, the Boulevard Castries, VA4 and Soufre, as well as Heineken Union Sales and the brewery office in VA4. Save the date, Sunday, October 22nd from 2 p.m. Sponsored by Lucelec and the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Must be 18 years or older. Enjoy responsibly. Follow at Oktoberfest Alcohol on Instagram and Facebook for updates.
The Ministry of Commerce, in collaboration with the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, presents the 16th Annual St. Lucia, Taiwan Partnership Trade Show at the Pavilion on the ramp in Rodney Bay, Grosley, from Friday, November 3rd to Sunday, November 5th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Come, support the creativity of 69 local entrepreneurs and 16 Taiwanese businesses, including ICT and business solutions, food and beverage, and so much more. We will be hosting lots of fun games and activities for kids. Relax and enjoy the nightly live entertainment. Saturday features carefree karaoke with fantastic prizes up for grabs. Then on Sunday, we culminate in grand style with a strictly local fashion show and live comedy from Chekapesh. Don't miss out. Free shuttle service provided from the Baywalk Shopping Mall and back. Come, witness the emergence of our next generation of entrepreneurs.
The most monitored talk show in the world is called NewsSpin. Good afternoon again, Kimani. What's happening in the chat room?
Someone says, I've said this so many times, Tim. This party thing is so detrimental to our future. Some people are so political that every comment is seen as red or yellow. Even if your comment is pro-country, someone tries to make it red or yellow. Let's elect ministers for office, not constituency representatives. Another comment, obviously these current crop of politicians learned nothing from the great brother George. We have had stellar politicians in our past. Compared to what is obtained now, education is not equal to intelligence. Another comment, well said, Rick. Putting a man down does not elevate a person. It exposes the real demon. The only time the majority of the populace shows that there's a hint of interest in our culture and history is around Juniqueal Day celebrations. Someone asked, how do we honestly expect our people to appreciate history when they have no respect and pride for the Creole language? Another comment, we are more interested in foreign history than that of our own. Imagine we are in the heat of the Creole Festival, yet Hilaire was in the news talking about the launch of Carnival. Where are we going? I thought he wanted our Creole Festival to be bigger than Dominica. Someone says George Odlum had a superb command of the English language and he was a visionary. Pip is the only prime minister who wants the tourism industry to grow, and at the same time he is busy downsizing the new airport design. Make it make sense. Our priority right now is Carnival 2024. The program is already out. What a country. Someone says that decision will not be in our favor of the ruling party. All can see this is a bad decision. So what does it say about the government if they are deliberately making bad decisions? What if it's raining when you have to move between buildings? How much manpower do we need to secure those buildings? And finally, someone says the doctors are so afraid of their contracts not being renewed or being targeted that they are keeping quiet. Thank you, Dr. Wilson, for your input.
452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. I think we have a call in line. Good afternoon. Hello.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, Timothy.
Hi, good afternoon.
And your listeners all over the world, PW on the line. Good afternoon to Kimani, Timothy.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Timothy, every time I listen to the Prime Minister talking about the police, talking about security of this country, Timothy, I am baffled sometimes with some of the statements coming out of the Prime Minister, Timothy. I mean, the Prime Minister, with his last interview, talked about the police cannot be everywhere 24/7. Timothy, of course we all know that the police officers cannot be everywhere 24/7, but it has to be portrayed. It has to be told to the criminals that the police are going to be on their case 24/7. We are not going to be everywhere 24/7, but we are going to be on the case 24/7, Timothy. I mean, we have to have police officers that are committed to their job, not police officers that work an 8-hour shift, Timothy, and just go home and just thinking about a salary every month, Timothy. You understand? I'm thinking about going home and actually just forgetting about the job totally. You are a police officer, 24/7, Timothy. This is why the gentleman that was on your show, Timothy, on Wednesday, he made some valuable points. We need to get some foreign police officers planted in the police force, Timothy. You understand? Because when you have police officers that are tainted, that are with the criminals, Timothy, what do you expect? You expect tip-offs. You expect things to not go right when you have these foreign police officers that are there with intelligence. You will get better results, Timothy. I mean, you hear about, when you listen to the Prime Minister saying that, the police has all the tools available to them and the results are not that great. You understand? So many unsolved murders. There's a difference between investigation and also intelligence on the ground. That's what we need. We need a special department when it comes to intelligence on the ground. You have people where, you understand, you have a police force that takes so long to give you a report about an accident, an incident, a burglary. That is unheard of. The police force need to have a better database. They need to have the statistics and record of every citizen on this island. To pull up your file and know the kind of person you are, whether you're a rapist, whether you are in car theft. The police need to know that. Timothy, the police need to do a better job when it comes to policing. You heard when you watch Untold Stories when Cyril said, he was being demoted and he was sent to Lakai, and on that bus he saw a helicopter crash, Timothy, and he stopped the bus and ran into the banana field to save the pilot of that helicopter. That is what we call commitment in every organization, Timothy. There is a gentleman or men that stand out right now, Timothy. There are no men and women that stand out in the police force to make a difference. Why they put themselves forward and you expect them to have a police commissioner? It's the same people playing musical chairs with the same music to solutions. We know what's happening. We know the ports of entry for the guns. We know how it is being smuggled in. We got to do something in this country and make this country a better place. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Let's hear now from Miss Mary Francis. Remember my interview with her yesterday on the broadcast, and she was speaking about the quality of the current crop of politicians in St. Lucia?
We in St. Lucia have to stand up. And you see it all over the world. People are demonstrating, people are doing things. Why can't we do that? I don't know what the fear is all about. I don't know. But if people feel okay, we elected government, whatever government does, okay, we have to just accept it. Accept it, whether we are suffering or not. A lot of people will feel the negative impact of this thing. So it's not a question of partisan politics and then because it's my party and so on. I think to me when something is bad for the country, more people should probably speak out. That is why I'm speaking out. As I said, my main focus was to actually to bring to mind the George Odlum and his contribution, and today marks the 20th anniversary of his passing. I think he was a great man to me. He was a hero to me, and knowing the contribution he made to politics and so forth, and the 2.5% to me, if he was alive today, I don't know whether, and part of the Labour Party government, whether that would be part of the strategy being used to see for health and security.
Why is he your hero? Why is the late George Odlum your hero?
Because he brought something new to the politics. He was a man who, into the intellectual discourse and so forth, the whole question of anti-colonialism, black nationalism, black power. Any young person in the 70s and 80s would gravitate towards this type of thinking. And he helped to develop my political consciousness. I think he was a great man in terms of our politics. He was a great man in terms of our politics, and we should not forget him.
What do you say about the current breed of politicians?
Well, my dear, it is just watered down brandy. Watered down brandy. You know something like when you have the quaff, I can use that word, culturally speaking, you have your coffee and the quaff, that's what I see going on. Because I'm not seeing the plan. Where will be the sustainability of some of the projects, some of the programs that are put in place? To me, everything is ad hoc. I think there's a great difference between what we had yesterday and what we have today.
Ms. Mary Francis speaking with me yesterday during our NewsSpin broadcast. Question of the day, 20 years after his death, how would George Odlum describe this administration? As somebody says, as 17 renegades, and the person says, a loose cannonball. More comments, boys with toys, and somebody says as well, shameful, analytic disgrace. Another person says, all right, that's not worth sharing with the wider audience. Okay, let's see if we can take your calls right now at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon to you. This is via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Tim, good day.
Hi.
Day, Tim.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Thanks for taking my call. Tim. I've been trying for days.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Tim, you have seatbelt. You should put on your seatbelt.
Why?
Because I'll be rough on you especially.
Well, I think it's you. You should be wearing your seatbelt, not me.
Well, I have it on now.
Okay.
But let me tell you, Tim, I'm disappointed in two callers of yours this week. First, you made a statement after the first caller that you didn't want to engage him because you know he's line of attack already. That's a guy who blamed everything on the police. The police have everything to do their work already. They just have to get up and get. That was basically what the guy was saying. I know the guy well, and I know he doesn't mean nothing of what he said. Second, did Miss Francis actually say yesterday that the police is still planting guns on scenes?
Yes, she said that.
And you let her escape with that thing? Let me tell you that. Let me tell you that. While I agree with most of what Miss Francis said, that spoiled the whole show for her and for me. Mary Francis cannot say that at no time because she has no evidence of that, although that was said before by Dr. Anthony during Impacts. 14 years ago, we still have no information on that. So I cannot expect you to let her get away with
Dr.
that.
Anthony did not see that. Remember, Dr. Anthony was reading the report here that was given to him, submitted to him.
Yeah, but he said it, and he didn't see that in the report anyway. But Tim, I want, but I'm not the one to call to really put licks on Miss Francis. I'm not the one that should be doing that. But I just don't. I wanted to know if she's listening that she should never get away with that. And I have one thing to tell her. It is a lawyer who's charged for perverting the course of justice, not a policeman. And I never heard not one lawyer comment on that. You remember who was that lawyer who was charged?
Doesn't mean that the lawyer is guilty, but he has been charged.
Why also the police is guilty then? So is the police guilty?
I am not saying that, sir. I'm not saying that. But it's not the first time we've heard.
That's why you should not let her get away.
That's not the first time we've been hearing.
Hold
on. That's not the first time we've been hearing of such allegations leveled at the police, and the police have not reacted to this. They have never responded.
That's why I tell you I'm reacting. I'm reacting because it is funny to me that a lawyer would say that following a lawyer being charged for basically corruption. That's what it is. Perverting the course of justice is a criminal act perpetrated allegedly by a lawyer.
Yeah, but the matter is still before the courts.
In a criminal matter.
He has not been deemed.
In a criminal matter.
He has not been found guilty, sir.
Awaiting trial.
Innocent until proven guilty.
No police officer have been charged. Still. That's why I tell you put on your seatbelt, you know.
But
you're getting away from now on easy.
I'm just telling you, sir.
No police officer have been charged for planting any gun.
Because
a lawyer has been
it does not
charged,
mean,
sir,
it does not mean that's never happened. Just mean that none of the police officers who have done this, they have never been caught. That's what it means.
Tim, UFOs must have landed in St. Lucia before, but we never saw one. I would say it has never happened. Tim, let's deal with the facts, sir. Let's deal with the facts. I'm nothing against Miss Francis. She has made a lot of foolish statements in the past. But like I say, most of what she said was good, was true. But that one, must know that she will never escape with that one. Not until I'm a member and not until I'm in St. Lucia. And I wanted to call the program and withdraw that statement. Because I can say a lot of things about lawyers, you know. Tim, I've been around, you know. I ain't just come, you know. And you must know who's speaking, Tim.
I know you, sir.
Miss Francis, I've probably been around before Miss Francis. I've been around that long. And she's dead wrong on what she's saying there because she cannot prove that. I can prove a lot of things that I can say, but I will not say it. But definitely for her to know that what it's a lawyer who's charged for perverting the course of justice. Look for it. If I had the section off my head, I will tell you. That's a criminal charge. He was arrested and charged by the police. No police officer has been charged for planting it.
Hello? Okay, we lost the call. Let's take another call via WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Let's see if we get the call. Hello?
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Poleon. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, sir. Good afternoon to you.
First time calling you. I have actually said I would not go to call the station. I rather listen to the conversation, and I've enjoyed it over the last, I don't know how long I've been listening to NewsSpin, but nevertheless, great program. I just want to compliment yourself, your team, and also Rick. And Rick has been telling the same story for the last 20 plus years, and is actually coming, everything he's warned St. Lucia about is actually coming to fruition. And I admired his perseverance. He has not stopped. He has not failed in just reminding them of what's going on. But the reason why I call, I don't want to take up too much of your time, is to just speak to that St. Jude issue, which has been my heart. For the last 30 odd years, I've been working with a healthcare institution in the United States, and we have 5 hospitals that we run. And looking at what's going on in Soufrière, in Vieux-Fort, it's a crying shame that the health, what you call them, Dental and Health Association hasn't spoken up about this. And it puzzles me. I don't understand why, because in all their wisdom, they know what's going on there. It's a faux pas. I commented on your Facebook page briefly some time ago that the current government is actually sitting on a gold mine in Vieux-Fort. If they really look at it from the perspective of, as this young lady said, proper healthcare, future healthcare for St. Lucia, rather than a political check mark on their bedhead. And that would be that the current structure that they've got there, this old St. Jude's is not a hospital. It never is, it will never be a hospital, unfortunately. I don't see how the Saudis would have approved of a loan to make that a hospital when they know better. So I'm assuming that they just gave the government of a loan. It was an investment. They're going to get their money back. And what you do with it is your problem. But in all reality, the structure, the newer structure is what a hospital looks like today. And everything that the opposition has said is true about it. I'm not pulling party. I belong to no political party as I live outside of St. Lucia. So the point is that they're sitting on a gold mine. All they have to do is to develop the new structure, make that the hospital, as the doctor said earlier on. You can't go from OBGYN to a PD intensive care unit by leaving the building or leaving the room and going out and coming back. It just doesn't make no sense. It is already a hazard to do that with a newborn child, even if you have them in an incubator. The point is you move from one service to another within the structure. No hospital you leave outside and you go in through another door to get to another service. My point was develop the main structure, make it into your bed hospital with all your services and the supporting structure around it, the old St. Jude's, develop that into specialty clinics or tertiary care centers where you have your your diagnostic centers where you do your CAT scans, your MRNs, for outside clinics, you have labs, you have your pharmacies, whatever else you want to develop that into. But that is not a hospital. That will never be. I don't care how much money they pump into it. It will never be a hospital, and it's not sustainable. And so we talk about state-of-the-art healthcare. Do we have state-of-the-art funding to support state-of-the-art healthcare? And that has been my plague. I've watched for the last 10 years, and it hurts to see that all these people have traveled outside of St. Lucia, and they know what healthcare looks like. They've experienced it themselves, yet they go back home and they sell to the St. Lucian public a slipshod version of a hospital. That will not work. It cannot work. And so I just pray that some common sense is spoken to this. I don't know why the Dental and Health Fraternity is not involved in the actual design and building of this, because they're the ones who can tell you what they need. You don't do it and then let them fit into it. You have them in the beginning speak to how the structure should be, how it should look, the ease of moving from one service to the next. And I don't know what else to say, Tim. The fact that I just have to just pray that St. Lucians get it and they speak out about this. And it's a shame that the healthcare institutions in St. Lucia, the doctors are not talking to this, because I guess they have no vested interest in this. As far as they're concerned, they will work with what they have, and if they have a problem, they'll fly out of St. Lucia and they leave it the current situation to the locals. And they manage, they live, they die, they die. It's sad. It's really sad. In this day and age, 2023, they'll be going to look at that and call that a hospital. Thank you, Tim, for your patience, and I pray you have a blessed weekend.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling from the Diaspora. I think it's calling from the United States. You're watching NewsSpin, the most monitored talk show in the world, on YouTube. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as on Power 97.9 FM. Still to come, we hear from an individual who says that we are reacting to the crime problem as opposed to being proactive.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Vieux-Fort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
To protect appliances from lightning, rain, and flood water damage, unplug them, then turn off the main switch. Lightning can produce electrical surges, which can damage equipment. Protect your electronics from water damage as well. Make sure you have flashlights, battery-powered radios, and extra fresh batteries available. Be smart, stay safe.
First National Bank has the best deals on used vehicle loans. On Saturday, 30th September, visit us at the Derek Walcott Square from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Take advantage of our low interest rates, fast approval, and comfortable payment terms. Get free consultations with registered used car dealers, as well as our knowledgeable lending professionals. Special terms and conditions apply. Make it your Saturday line with First National Bank. Here for you.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
KFC is taking you on a finger-licking journey down memory lane with our delicious throwback special. A mouth-watering leg and thigh combo with regular fries and a 16-ounce soda for only $15. That remind me of the good old days, boy. Available every Thursday. But wait, the thrill doesn't stop there. Tune in on Thursdays to win vouchers and stages tickets. Limited offers available in stores only. KFC, finger-licking good.
The new home of the best country music is Power 97.9 FM.
Say the stars are bound to fade.
Switch us on Join Me, DJ Jerry, this and every Thursday from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold, the best in country music.
Your bags are packed and waiting.
The new, the oldies, and the goldies. So let's make it a date. This and every Thursday with me, DJ Jerry, from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold. If it's Thursday, it's Country Gold Thursday. Country Gold, only on Power 97.9 FM.
I lead a rich, rewarding life.
Automotive art is a place to start.
Can't get a break from all this tax? Head to Automotive Art and get a taxcation. Automotive Art is offering you an ease from VAT and health and safety levy with savings of up to 15% and more. That's right, 15% of all tools, 15% of all accessories, 15% of car detailing, 15% of all rims, 15% of computerized wheel alignment, and 15% and more of selected tires with savings of up to 30% on some sizes. It's Automotive Art Taxcation. Visit us at Automotive Art at Vidbutey Castries and Latuni Vieux today and enjoy a taxcation. Offer valid for limited time. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
After a 3-year hiatus due to restrictions of COVID-19, the Sufra Fitness Center presents Fun Strikes 2023, our annual fan, health, and fitness walk for the entire family. On Monday, October 2nd, starting at 5 a.m., we walk from the Sufra waterfront to Myers Bridge through Force Jack and back down to the Sufra Beach Park. Of course, the music motivation truck will keep you going and going. A $35 registration gives you a quality Drip Fit t-shirt, drinks, fruits, fresh coconuts, breakfast, and a chance to win big. What are you waiting for? Register, stat, and finish to win over $10,000 worth of cash and raffle prizes. Register at the Sufra Fitness Center and other pop-up locations. Bring the entire family. Fun Strides 2023.
Are you working that 9-to-5 job but also juggling a side hustle? Well, Elks Credit Union has great news for you. Introducing Elks Credit Union Side Hustle Boost Loan. Need funds to take your side hustle to the next level? With our Side Hustle Boost Loan, you can access up to $50,000, giving your side hustle the boost it needs. And here's the best part. You'll have up to 5 years to pay it back with flexible repayment options that suits your budget. Whether it's expanding your inventory, upgrading your equipment, or marketing your services, Elks Credit Union is here to support your entrepreneurial dreams. Don't let your side hustle remain just a dream. Let Elks Credit Union empower you to turn it into a thriving reality. Boost your side hustle today with Elks Credit Union's Side Hustle Boost Loan. Contact us now or visit our website for more information. Elks Credit Union, your partner in success. Terms and conditions apply.
St. Lucia, get set for one big night as we celebrate Midnight Groover's 50th anniversary. It's happening on Saturday, October 14th at 4 Door in Dennery. Celebrate 50 years with Midnight Groovers. Also featuring the Secret Solo Band, Prosper, General Bates, Ali Katz, Mishak, and your 2023 Soca Monarch King, Imran Nerdy. Music by DJ Cleus, DJ Camo, and Run It Red. Early bird tickets cost $75. Regular, $100. You pay more at the door. Get your tickets over at Steve's Barbershop in Castries, Anthony's Jewelers, all the sell outlets, the Shelter Bar over in Babano, Falco's Bar in Richford Dennery, Plants Place in Dennery, and Simai's Distributors in Latuni Viewfort. Sponsored by Blue Waters, First National Bank, Little House in the Woods, Courtesy Taxi and Tours, BB Rum, MBC Real FM, Hot 7 TV, Liberty FM and TV, powered by Root Boy and endorsed by the Folk Research Center. Saturday, October 14th, Midnight Groover's 50th anniversary inside 4 Door in Dennery. Make this your line. Get your tickets.
You're watching NewsSpin on our NewsSpin Facebook page. We are also on YouTube, and you're listening to the broadcast on Power 97.9 FM, where we continue with your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and, of course, your discussions in the chat room. Momentarily, Kimani will be going through some of those comments and also be hearing from Mr. Giovanni James, former police officer and also national security advisor to the previous Prime Minister. And he says that we are too reactionary when it comes to our crime-fighting efforts. We are not proactive. So we'll be hearing from him in just a moment. But let's continue with your calls. I think we have a call online. We have a call coming in. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Yeah, Tim, how you all doing?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Tim, I just want to have a short comment there. Tim, these callers that have been calling, especially that last guy from the States, I think.
Yes.
And some other calls, and plus I heard a lawyer or whatever he is some nights ago.
Yes, Dr. Mr. Giovanni James. You'll be hearing from him in just a moment.
Okay, how I wish that all these people had come out earlier and, expressed their view about what's going on in this country. But nevertheless, I'm still happy, and I just pray, God, that more people will come out and speak against the ill that is going on in this country. People in authority, the unions, the priests, the pastors, we that are in authority. And let me let St. Lucians know, calling each other names is not going to bring that country together. I've heard people talk since before election that their aim is to bring St. Lucia together. My good God, have mercy upon us. That's how we bring people together, by calling each other all sorts of insultive names and calling them what they are and this and that. The Bible says any kingdom divided among itself cannot stand. And the scripture also warns us to cease from all this foolish talking and all these things. God give us a tongue so that we can educate and help each other, and most of all to bring honor and glory and say things that will build and not destroy. All what we are doing. Tim, I have never seen division like that in my life. I believe there are husband and wife sleeping in the same house, one on the floor, one on the bed. Sisters and brothers change room, they're not sleeping by this one. I believe so.
Because of politics.
Because of politics. That is so bright and so, even a blind man can see that. That's what's going on there. It's really, really, and God have mercy. It will take God, but there is a part we have to pay. We have to crucify our flesh. People did not elect politicians there to go and call each other names and to look for their own advantage. People go out there, we go out there to elect people we think that will do a better job for the country, not for self-gain. You know what beats me? These guys will go out there, politicians will go out there, they will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, rum, chicken, everything. That's why you can never see me. I don't care which party it is. In any rallies, nothing like that. Meetings, nothing like that. I don't go to these things. I know what's going on in the country. I can see, and then I go, I pray, and I choose from there. I choose from there. But just listen to that. These guys go and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. You think to get inside there to make a salary of 7, 10, 12,000, what they're making, I don't know. No, these guys have other things. And, we choose a candidate by what he spends, how much money he has, and so on. No, we cannot choose people to lead our country like that. You have to choose people by integrity, what you stand for, what you have been in the past, your example in the past, the places you have tread and walked before. We have all these examples there. And I have told St. Lucians and the world, that crime situation we are in there now, it has to start. If we have to bring it under control, it has to start from the top, not from the bottom. I have not seen one word these guys say there. 99% of them, that will make a gang member think and say, man, buy and have a bones out. No, all what we are saying out there, most of us, is think to drag or to lead these criminals to do more and more and for more people to join the criminal gang. As I said, God have mercy upon us. Take it in thanks.
Thank you so much for calling, Brother Harris, all the way in the south of the island. Let us hear now from former police officer, currently an attorney, Mr. Giovanni James. He made an appearance on Wednesday's Newsmaker Live broadcast on DBS television.
What I have noticed in St. Lucia is that our authorities tend to be reactive in terms of crime, as opposed to having a fixed plan in place. Some may call it a police strategy or police plan. And so for me, in the absence of that being driven by statistics and studies, the police are always going to be reactive and dealing with the symptoms as opposed to what is actually causing crime in St. Lucia. And even when dealing with the symptoms, they seem to be having a difficult time doing that because nothing that has been done of late and in the past has been sustainable. So it requires having a plan. It requires having a team of persons at different levels, at government levels, persons who can advise the Prime Minister and other ministers responsible for crime in this country. It requires having a police executive, that work in a cohesive unit and have the managerial skills as well as having the competencies to be able to deal with crime. And unless you have planning, you're not going to be able to manage crime. You're simply going to be reacting to crime. And so this is what I think the problem is in terms of management. The absence of a plan of action which would guide the police in terms of knowing how it is we are going to be dealing with crime. What resources do we need to deal with crime? What intervention strategies do we require in order to do that? And if we do not have these resources here, how can we get it? A big part of that for me is human resource.
But before you go there, you're saying some things that I'm sure that most people will agree with the need to have a plan. But don't you think that that kind of message has been conveyed to the authorities, because we have had so many instances of probes into the operations of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. We have had crime symposiums. We've also had a member, a criminologist from Trinidad, Ramesh Diosaran. I'm sure he would have communicated those concerns and made those recommendations to the authorities. So do you think it's a case of not really buying into the idea that you must have a plan to successfully tackle crime, so that you're not always in reactionary mode?
Timothy, the best way I can put it is that policing is business as usual. And so we may have several persons coming and making suggestions. But if it remains at just suggestions and advice and not actively assisting the police in terms of implementation, from my own experience, having been a former police officer, what it is going to be is business as usual. The police will receive it, agree and accept that this is what we need to do. But the question is, do they have the capacity to do it? And I make that statement because I would wish to say that one of the best times for me in terms of policing, and I joined the police force, so there are those who were there long before me, and they can speak about the days when you had individuals who were feared by the public.
You had Cyril.
You had Cyril and those guys. But policing has changed, where it is no longer being governed by force but by strategy. So for me, one of the best times in policing was actually when we had the 12 British officers integrated into the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, because they brought with them plans, strategies, experience, and there was a system, a systematic way of dealing with crime. It was addressed from a scientific point of view, as opposed to what we are used to. A crime is committed and there's a response to it, there's an investigation. So they took us outside of the box, and sometimes I wonder whether it would be beneficial at this point in time to revisit this strategy, because at present I don't think the police force has the capacity at the management level to move us to the next stage.
So what are you saying? Let us seek outside assistance?
I believe that there's need for outside assistance. I am not saying that our people or our police officers may not be able to do the job, but the evidence shows that they've not done a good job at it. There's been a poor job at it, and so perhaps, again from experience, bringing in the individuals to assist, not to take over, but to lend experience, best practice in terms of fighting crime. I think that would go very well for the Royal St. Lucia Police Force and St. Lucia in general.
Attorney Giovanni James is also a former police officer. My guest on Wednesday's Newsmaker Live on DBS Television. Let me turn my attention to Kimani and, of course, the chat room.
Someone says, bring back Mr. Milton Daisy and Mr. Herman Guild Francis on the advisory board. Another comment, the police in St. Lucia, even though they didn't have resources, they are lazy. They come in, never reach. They sitting in the prison, feet up on chairs, nonsense. They're sending you outside to sit under a shed, and a man creeps up behind to cut off your head. What kind of policing is that? Another comment, St. Jude is not a political football. We the people making it a political football by allowing this dictatorship government to do what they want, how they want, and we see nothing. I have said it over and over again that the so-called box is a modernized building. The last administration had foresight. The box was built with our tax dollars and it belongs to all of us. The professionals in the medical field are expressing their concerns. Another comment in the chat room. Someone says, up to now, in a modern world, we don't have houses and buildings. We have houses and buildings. We have no numbers. When will a government change that? Houses and buildings without numbers. What your address? Someone says, I thought amazing we have so many intelligent people both at home and in the diaspora, and sit back and allow the implosion of our country. Another comment, the state of the art will give tapioca competition. Someone says, caller St. Jude's is political football, and besides, the top brass of the SLDMA are private practitioners. You are talking about conflict of interest. Someone says, those that are fighting the hospital are the same ones running to other countries for medical help, just fighting the works of a great man. Another comment, we bring in our RSS, we should bring some police from the USA. I bet the crime will change a little in St. Lucia. Let's see. Caller, our health, as long as our health institutions remain in shambles, the private hospital will continue to flourish. The question now begs, are they instrumental in this debacle, just remaining in the dark? That's it in the chat room, Tim.
Thank you so much, Kimani, for that update regarding some of your comments in the chat room. Final feature for us. It is our NewsSpin News of the Day. NewsSpin News of the Day. Over 10,000 people displaced in Haiti after violence escalates north of the country's capital. Over 10,000 people displaced in Haiti after violence escalates north of the country's capital. And your NewsSpin News of the Day, bringing to a conclusion this week's NewsSpin broadcast on our NewsSpin Facebook page as well as on YouTube and Power 97.9 FM. Enjoy your long weekend. I don't know what you will do. Go to the beach, spend some time with the family, do some reading, watch television, go for a walk, whatever you do. Please enjoy it and be safe. We'll be back, God willing, Tuesday afternoon, 12:30, with another edition of NewsSpin. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.